Crossfire, crossfire. Top against Parting, and Top has to be disappointed after that game. He's starting at the bottom left on Crossfire, the blue Terran player, OGS Top, and at the top right we have Startail Parting, looking really strong. He took the first map. I didn't account for that, to be honest. Well, when you just look at the statistics, when you look at how well, if you just look at the names and at the statistics, then you will definitely say, okay, Top is the favorite player in that matchup, and he will probably just annihilate Parting. But Parting didn't have any of that, nothing at all. He won the first map, and he did a really good job. That was a very nice play by the Protoss player, and yeah, Top needs to pay a little bit more attention to what's happening. So this is not going to be a walk in the park as he might have expected. He definitely needs to turn up the heat, play a little bit more aggressive. I don't know, maybe try to squeeze in the additional EMP, or that nuke player was kind of nice. Maybe a little bit too fancy, maybe trying to get a little bit too cute, but still, Top definitely knows what he's up against now. He knows that Parting is not the pushover that he may have thought him to be. So let's have a look how he's going to play on this map on Crossfire. There's the probe trying to sneak in, and it will succeed in doing so. The SCV is just a little bit too late, and scouting himself. No gas so far for Top, so he can easily start with that expansion after he throws down his barracks. One Rex Expo. Basically exactly what we are going to expect right now. At the same time, the Protoss player is starting with that cybernetics core. You might remember that we saw Guinea Pig start off with 2 gateways and 1 cybernetics core in order to put a little bit of double stalker pressure onto the Terran player. It failed miserably as his opponent, as ASD, scouted that early on in the game and then simply made sure that he had 1 bunker at the top of the ramp and therefore denied all kinds of harassment. And now we have that command center for Top, so Top is starting with that command center after the first barracks. He's not taking any gas, which is quite important as you have to focus a little bit more on minerals. He will follow that up with additional barracks and therefore squeeze out some marines before he actually takes gas. Probably will take both of them at the same time, depending on the strategy that he uses. If he wants to play all marine heavy, he doesn't need to get both of them straight away, but if he wants to tag as well and throw down that factory, then getting 2 refineries at the same time is a good thing to do. So right now we have 1 gate still for Parting. He should probably try to get an expansion himself. Parting just now scouting a little bit, having a look if there's an SCV hidden somewhere in his base. And there's another probe just having a look at what's happening and getting a slight idea of what his opponent is up to with a bunker at that position. He can be fairly sure that there's already command center for his opponent, and he's having none of that. He's not going for that straight nexus that he could actually defend. He could defend an early nexus. No, he's getting a second gateway and he's getting a robotics facility. So now the probe moving out. Will we see a pylon? And yeah, placing down 1 right there. Still relying on that 1 base play, denying that scout of Top. And Top is already aware, okay, there's no second base for my opponent, there's nothing here. So what exactly is he up to? I shouldn't play all too greedy. Might want to build a second bunker, might want to turn it down a notch in terms of focusing too much on my economy. So Parting, I'm actually going to see what he's going to do. Right now he's bunking up a lot of minerals, so we will have an expansion for the Protoss play after all. I would have been a little surprised if he would have gone for that 1 base all-in, for that 1 base play. That would have been kind of strange. But placing down that nexus at that time, he could also have waited a little bit longer in order to in order to keep up with the economy of his opponent, because with the scouting information that he had, he already knew that there was no gas take in the early stages of the game. And with the information about the bunker as well, it's not all, you don't have to leap all too much to get an idea of what's happening, that Top was actually going for that second base before he took any tags. We have 2 gas, 2 refineries for Top. By now he has 3 barracks, is getting another tech lab, has obviously also reactors, researching stim, is just getting additional SCVs, and yeah, for parting, for the time being, we have 2 additional gateways. Gateway number increasing therefore to 4, and that 1 robotics facility. And one thing that I like about Top is that he's now already trying to get his Ghost Academy. So he's not fooling around, he's going straight for the Ghost Academy, and that will be quite helpful for him. That will for once help him in order to defend against incoming pushes of the Protoss player, but also give him the ability of getting aggressive himself. He has a lot of bio units already, doesn't have a factory, so Medivacs will not be seen in this game for quite a while. Needs to get the factory first before he can build the starport and the reactor that he needs to do so. And with the second add-on, with the second tackle lab at the barracks, we also have sorry, not Castle Shell, but the combat shield. There we go. The combat shield being researched as well as STIM, both roughly finishing at the same time. So he could really go for a nice timing attack. We've seen that done by a variety of Terran players, trying to sync STIM pack and combat shield and then move out with the Ghost, and that's exactly what's happening right now. As you can see, the Ghosts are ready to roll at the same time that STIM and combat shield are done, so that's very well timed, but you should also use them. And here we go. I thought you would really forget about them. And there are a lot of sentries in the middle of the map, and of course on a map like Crossfire, sentries are really strong, as you can just try to split the army of your opponent with force fields, and that's something that Top needs to prevent. So 78 supply against 65, getting now 2 additional refineries at his expansion and getting the +1 armor and attack upgrades. Let's have a quick look at the harvest accounts. 42 SCVs against 39 drones, probes. And the main base, we see that no, this time he's going straight for the engineering bay. No Twilight Council, engineering bay straight away. And in terms of army supply, 42 against 31. Trying to kill that pylon, 2 immortals. Both are really taking it easy right now. Top obviously don't want to overcommit to any attack because he is well aware that he is behind 1 game and that he needs to win now in order to force a 3rd. But that might prove to be more difficult than he originally thought if Parting is really playing on the same level that he did the last game. And once again, moving out, trying to poke into the half of his opponent. 91 against 101 supply. Double starport coming up in order to deal with the Colossi play. At the same time, we have extended thermal lance being researched, taking possession of the Xel'Naga watchtower and moving towards the opponent's base, but not overcommitting all too much, still waiting just a tiny little bit, knows that he needs Vikings in order to deal with the potential threat of Colossus. Probably already scouted his opponent's main base. Let's have a look at that. Yes, he certainly did. Therefore knows about the Colossus play, which explains both starports, obviously. +1/+1 is done by now, and we have the armory halfway finished in order to enable the Terran player to research the +2/+2 upgrades. Both players still on 2 bases. Additional gateways being built for Parting. And this doesn't have any upgrades at all, so a slight upgrade advantage for the Terran player. Another Colossus being built. Okay, so 72 army supply against 57. I like it that Top is taking it easy right now, that he's actually waiting a little bit. With the economy that he has, he should be able to get a 3rd base as well fairly soon, but now he wants to get some medivacs so that he can deal with the Colossi. And Colossi really have to be careful on a map like Crossfire, because there are also cliffs everywhere, and he needs to ensure that those Colossi are always in midst the army if he doesn't want the Vikings to sneak around and try to catch the Colossi out of position. At the same time, we have the 3rd base being built for Parting, and at exactly the same time going for the Twilight Council as well. That's something you will see a lot of Protoss players do. As soon as they start their 3rd base, they are going to open up a new tech tree that will enable them to put a little bit more variety into the army mix, and this is probably going to be another Templar archive for parting, but of course he can also get Blink. He doesn't play all that Zealot heavy. You remember on the last map on Battleship Beach we had a lot of Zealots for the Protoss player with charge, doing quite a nice amount of damage. So far in this game he's played rather passive and is now 20 supply behind. He's on 131 against 155. So there's that. Yep, there's immediately that one Templar archive that we talked about. +2/+2, by the way, being researched for the Terran player. And still, top, taking it rather easy. We have a lot of observers, well, 2 observers, and that's kind of a lot on the map. And 2 ghosts. Still those 2 ghosts that he built in the beginning of the game. 140 supply against 170. And yeah, there's one pylon being built behind the mineral line. And one SCV in order to build an expansion, but so far, nope, so far, here we go. The probe scouted the SCV and therefore it attacks it immediately, so there's no way that the SCV can actually throw down that expo. But Top is doing it anyways. Oh, needs to be careful about that. Hero SCV taking the first kill. Parting is already mining from his 4th base. He has a decent economy right now, that's looking pretty good. And how many Marauders? 26 Marauders, 34 Marines. Only 2 Ghosts, which is not all that much. 10 Vikings on the other hand. Here we go, +2/+2 will be done in a second. That won't last too long, so... Yep, Top is still ahead. Will he be able to take that right now, right here? +2 armor is not done for the Protoss player yet. There's some Marines at the top trying to kill that base, but at the same time there's a huge fight going on, and of course all those Vikings are targeting down the Colossi. There are not too many storms going on. Very nice EMP, only 1 storm hitting the army of the Terran player, and jeez, look at that! The Marine Marauder combination annihilating everything in its path, and yep, Parting is losing that game. Top winning quite convincingly, taking the 2nd map. Wow, that was quick. So Top ties the series, and we will see a 3rd game. Parting, Startail Parting against OGS Top. The last game for today, actually, at least for our stream. I'm not quite sure if the other stream still has some matches going on. The other stream is being commentated by Doa and by Wolf. Make sure to check those 2 guys out. They're awesome. I'm Caldor, so I'm streaming for you solo today. Sorry for that. We have some co-S matches coming up tomorrow. That will be kinda exciting as well. Group E with Happy versus Don Ragu. This is Happy Don Ragu. I mean, what else do I have to say? That will be an epic match. Another game tomorrow will be FXO Gomio against Startail Bomber, Terran versus Terran. Group F will be played as well with Slayers Koka against FXO Oz and Slayers Teja against OGS Nada. Those games will be quite exciting. That's going to take place in the studio, so if you are in Seoul, Korea at the moment, make sure to visit us to have a look at Taste Toasters casting. That will be quite amazing games. I'll probably be there as well, having a look at the games and maybe try and talk to some of the players. Definitely need to talk to John Ragu, one of my favorite Zergs out there. Yeah, for now we're just waiting for the players to get ready so that we can start the 3rd game. In order to get more information about GOMTV, make sure to add GOMTV on Twitter, @GOMTV. And if you want to get more information about when I'm casting again, you can obviously add me as well on Twitter, which is @Caldor. I'll be casting, the weekend. I have no idea when, to be honest. I think I have 3 more casts coming up this week, most of it being Arena of Legends. So Arena of Legends is one of the best tournaments ever. You should definitely make sure to check that out. Those games and those players are really, really great. And we have this the 3rd game third game about to start. Terran against Protoss, top against Partying, game number 3. Which is going to take place on Daybreak.